Hey everybody, G4 Video 5 here, and welcome back to some more Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the definitive edition. In this part, we will be completing the mission Keep Your Friends Close for the Vercetti estate.
What's going on?
Tommy! Oh, good. Listen. I like fish. I love fish. I love them as pets in bowls, or as food on a plate, but as much as I love them, I don't want to sleep with them, okay? But right now, your Italian brothers are coming from up there to fit me with some cement shoes, and I...
Shut up, Ken! Sit down! Lance, what the hell's going on?
It's your friends up north, Tommy. They ain't too happy you capped their man. They're coming down to see the business today.
They took longer than I thought. Guys, we gotta make this final. We gotta leave no doubt that this is my operation. Mine! Ken, you get the first one to counterfeit cash and put 20 mil in briefcases. Lance, you get the guys together.
Tommy! What? No big hugs for your old buddy?
I've had 15 years out of the loop. I'm a bit rusty on family etiquette.
Oh, he's angry, huh, Tommy? Didn't I say your temper would get you into trouble, huh?
There's 3 mil in the cases.
How many was it, 10? No, 11 men. That's how you get to be called the Howard Butcher.
You sent me to kill one man! One man! They knew I was coming, Sonny.
Tommy, watch your tone. Anyone would think you blame me for that unfortunate set of circumstances.
Just take the money.
Get the damn cash. You know, Tommy, I did what I could for you. I pulled strings, called in favors. I was your friend, Tommy. I hoped you'd see sense, see what's good for business. I trusted you, Tommy, and you disappointed me. But at least someone in your chicken shit organization knows how to do business. Isn't that right, Lance?
Sorry, Tommy. This is Vice City. This is business.
You sold us out.
No, I sold you out, Tommy. I sold you out. The real cash is upstairs in the safe.
So, Tommy, what was the big plan? You think I just take the fake cash, save face, and run away with my tail between my legs?
No. I just wanted to piss you off before I kill you.
Ooh, I thought things were about to get all hot and steamy between Tommy and Sonny for a moment, getting all close and personal. Ooh, but instead what we have going on here is a shootout that has technically begun. And I say it like that because there's really nothing happening on screen right now, and I know that this makes for poor gameplay to be showing off, but I wanted to show off this exploit, because what's supposed to be happening right now is that there are enemies that have spawned outside of the mansion, and they're supposed to enter the mansion and begin attacking Tommy. But because we've remained in place for the entire duration of this segment of the mission, those enemies can't find us. And I don't know why it works the way it works, but for whatever reason their pathing can't adjust to us being in this position, and so for this minute that this segment lasts, just kind of features us standing around, Tommy doing stretching animations, but eventually it'll end and we'll get a prompt that says to go and find Lance.
No one to cover your ass now, eh, Tommy?
You're going down, you backstabbing prick!
Oh, you think so?
Come here, you double-crossing piece of shit! This is the last dance for Lance fans.
I said I had enough of that at school.
You picked the wrong side, Lance.
I suppose the smartest tactic is just use a gun against Lance in this situation, but I wanted to get one final katana chop in this series, and who better to do it against than that backstabbing prick Lance? And we also have a health pickup on the rooftop and an adrenaline pill right next to it that I didn't pick up, but you could if you wanted to make that fight a bit easier.
You took 15 years from me, Sonny, and now I'm gonna make you pay!
You still don't get it, do you? I own you, Tommy. Those 15 years were mine to spend. Get him, boys. He never understood a thing.
Tommy? Oh my God, Tommy, what happened?
What does it look like?
It looks like you ruined your suit, and Tommy, that was a beautiful suit. Tommy, what on earth happened?
Had a disagreement with a business associate. You know how it is.
Tommy, I have a disagreement. I send them an angry letter. Maybe I pee in their mailbox. I don't start World War III. You know, maybe you should speak to my shrink.
That stupid prick Lance.
Tommy, I never liked that guy, okay? He's neurotic, he's insecure, he's self-centered. The guy's an asshole. I'm glad you took him out.
I don't think we're gonna be getting any more heat from up north either. Because there ain't no up north anymore. It's all down south now.
Wait, does that mean what I think it means? Tommy, baby!
What do you think it means?
That we're in charge. I mean that you're in charge. Oh, Tommy!
You know, Ken, I think this could be the beginning of a beautiful business relationship. After all, you're a conniving, backstabbing two-bit thief, and I'm a convicted psychotic killer and drug dealer.
I know. Ain't it just beautiful?
At long last, we've now become Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the definitive edition. Yeah, but I'm gonna jump right into the negativity here, because this is something that's been chapping my ass for quite a while with this, in that the definitive edition is awful. Don't buy it. If you've somehow stumbled across this video and made it this far into the video, and you're like on the fence about buying it or not buying it, don't buy it. You know, just don't do that. Find the original somewhere, whether it's a PlayStation 2 disc or you find it on PC, so then you could put like mods and stuff and really fine-tune the game. I mean, do that instead of, you know, playing this garbage here. And, you know, I feel like I'm justified in feeling the way I feel because of the save game crashing issue that I had earlier in this series before the Pizza Boy side mission, where I couldn't even do the long tasks that you had to do for 100%, like the Pizza Boy side mission, Vigilante, Paramedic, Firefighter. You know, those take time to complete. And I wasn't able to do that on my initial save file that I was using for this series because of the game constantly crashing on me, where sometimes it would crash after 10 seconds, sometimes it would give me 5 minutes and be a bit of a tease in the process, because I'm thinking, oh man, you know, I'm actually going to be able to do this, and then, you know, lo and behold, we got a little game crash on our hands there, and you know, I got to start back at square one. So I ended up just making a second save file, as I discussed during the Pizza Boy side mission part. And thankfully, everything went smoothly. Like, there were no game crashes, nothing crazy going on like that. And so that kind of blows my theory out of the water, in that I just thought that all those assets being present and generating money in the background was just a bit too much for the game to handle. But I was completely wrong, I guess. I have no idea why I had crashing issues with that initial save file. But I'm glad it's all done and over with. It was a very demotivating experience, to say the least. And I'll try not to be super negative for the rest of the commentary here, but I'll try not to be super negative for the rest of the commentary. So, at its core, Vice City I think is a solid game. It's not my favorite game in the Grand Theft Auto series. In fact, out of the PlayStation 2 trilogy, I'd still rank 3 and San Andreas above this one, but the gap between these games are definitely much more narrow than they used to be, because growing up, I really didn't like Vice City all that much, and it's mostly due to skill issue reasons, because as a kid, I just could not get down the free aim controls. Like, I think about the mission Guardian Angels, where you're given the Ruger, and you have to go to that rooftop and protect Lance, and also Diaz down below, and you have these Haitian gang members spawning in, attacking you, and I thought you had to stay up there and use the Ruger the entire time, but in reality, I mean, you could jump down whenever you want. You can use whatever weapons you want, so I could have pulled out an SMG and taken care of business that way, but instead, I made the mission a lot more difficult for myself than it needed to be. It's like those free aim controls, man, you just end up overshooting your target quite a bit because the analog stick, or should I say, analog, it wasn't a smooth process, so you'd end up overshooting, then you'd have to readjust, and then even then readjust some more to get onto the target that you're trying to shoot at, and by that point you're taking all this fire, and it's just a pain in the ass. But these days, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I think I can manage that quite a bit better than I used to. And I suppose the same could be said too about the motorbike physics in the original version of this game, because it seemed like if anybody breathed on you the wrong way, you'd end up flying off your bike across the map pretty much, which I know is a bit of an exaggeration, but the point remains in that it was very easy to fall off of your bike. But over time, I ended up getting better at those things, like the free aim and the bike controls and all that. And in my early 20s, I ended up 100%ing this game, the original game, of course. And at that point, I had a very strong appreciation for what Vice City brought to the table, because it really tried expanding on core concepts that made Grand Theft Auto 3 so great, like with dialogue, mission structure, cutscenes, gameplay things like weapon selection and the vehicles that you were able to use in the game, and the radio stations. I mean, you had mainstream hits playing on the radio while you're driving around at night, potentially, with the very beautiful Vice City lights lighting up your screen, or when you're in, high-octane moments and missions, and there's this great song that just amplifies the atmosphere. I mean, there's all these different things that Vice City did, and it did pretty well in my opinion, so ultimately, I hold nothing against Vice City. It's the definitive edition that rubs me the wrong way, it's like mashing it when it's really supposed to be stroking it, making you feel good. So anyway, I'd say that's pretty much all I have to say about this, so before we take the final phone calls in the game, I do want to point out the rewards for getting 100% completion, and that your health and body armor now go up to 200 points. You get unlimited ammo for all your weapons. You have the ability of recruiting up to 3 bodyguards at the Vercetti estate for $2,000 each. You get the Frankie outfit delivered to the Vercetti estate, and you have double health for all vehicles that you end up driving.
Tommy, it's Paolo. How are you? Right, mate, anyway, thought I had to drop you a line. Oh my good lord, my son, you will not believe the quality of the brass I just encountered. Streetwalker or something, just down in Little Havana, mate. Said her name was Mercedes or something. Oh my god, mate, you got to check this bird out. Could strip the lead out of a pencil. Said I was the best you ever had and all. Keep your potato skin fluffy, seeing ya.
Tommy, Tomas, it's Cortez. ¿Qué pasa?
Things are interesting. How are you, my friend?
I wanted to ask you about Mercedes.
Okay, what about her?
Oh, Tommy, I hear these stories, all these stories. I don't know what to think. Maybe she thinks she can do what she likes. But Tommy, tell me, is it true?
Is what true?
These stories I hear. She really going to be a lawyer. Tommy, the shame. We Cortez are a proud family. We would never allow a daughter of ours to become a lawyer. Please tell me if it isn't so. I don't think I could take it.
Oh, Colonel, I can assure you, Mercedes is never going to become a lawyer. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank you, Tommy. Tommy, thank you. The shame would be unbearable. Anyway, Tommy, you must excuse me, all right? The new Minister of Interior has arrived. Many years ago, I killed his father in a failed coup, so I must be polite. Hey, good day, amigo.
Tommy Vercetti. How's it going, Mr. Big Shot? I hear all these things about you. Some kind of player in town now, eh?
Paul, you're drunk.
No, you stupid pal. I ain't drunk. I had a couple and some treats. I've been a bit for a couple of days, Anyway, don't give me that. I ain't a mug. Who set you up in this town? Oh, me. That's who.
Really?
Don't give me that, don't. I introduced you to people. I showed you the ropes. Did a lot of stuff for you, and this is how you repay me. You ignore me. You won't give me a way in, all after all I did for you. What do you think I am, a devil or something?
Paul, take it easy. I've been busy. Don't be an idiot.
I ain't no idiot, Mush. That's what they said in Borstal. You are skip the trouble, son, because you're going to get it. Tommy, mate, please. Use me big hope, please. Don't laugh at me.
Paul, get some sleep. Seriously.
So this next phone call from Ernest Kelly only activates when you're near the Printworks area in Vice City.
Tommy, it's Ernest. Ernest Kelly.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I'll need a stick to walk, but I should be back at work soon enough.
Good.
I heard about Lance. What a little prick, huh?
Yes.
Never trust a man who walks the streets in his pajamas, that's what I say. Glad you killed him. I hope it was painful for the prick.
I think it was. You know, I just didn't think he was like that.
Tommy, for a raging lunatic, you're pretty naive. I'll be back at work soon. Teach you a thing or two about life, you hear?
Take your time, Ernest. Look after yourself.
So this final phone call from Steve Scott only activates when you're near the film studio area of Vice City.
Tommy, it's Steve. You're a marvel. I'm a marvel. They love us. We are rewriting the record books, pal. We're talking major awards here. I can put my dad in a home and tell him to shut up. It's hot, man. Hot. H-O-T. He never believed in me. Never thought I was an artist. And now I've made it. I'm the best damn skin flick director of all time, my friend. And I just wanted to say, it's a pleasure to have met you. I love you, baby. Don't you go changing on me, you hear?
Interestingly, you still get that phone call even if you never completed the film studio asset or unlocked it to begin with, because to unlock the final mission in the game, you don't necessarily need to do every single asset that's available to us. So you could have skipped out on that one, and then here you would be, getting this random phone call seemingly from this stranger talking about dirty things to you. But anyway, with all those phone calls taken care of, I wanted to show off the Frankie outfit, as it's a pretty funny little joke here, and thankfully, you do get more rewards besides this outfit here, and I also forgot to mention that you get an achievement for getting 100% in this game. And speaking of achievements, there are still a handful of achievements that I still need, so I'll be showing off my process for obtaining them. This first one being the achievement called 1 is Better Than 2, which requires us to perform a 30-second wheelie. And so I'm using a PCJ, and we're here at the beach area of Vice City East. And essentially, I'm pulling back on the left analog stick to make the bike go upwards into the air, and then I'm tapping the acceleration button, and when I notice that the bike is leaning a bit too far forward, that's when I'll hold the acceleration button for just a brief moment, and then begin tapping again. So this next achievement is called Don't Need Roads, in which we hit the max speed in a Deluxo, so it's a bit of a Back to the Future reference.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Yes, thank you, Christopher Lloyd. And so the place in which we obtain a Deluxo is the Sunshine Autos asset, as after completing the first list that's available to you after purchasing the asset, you're then rewarded with a Deluxo that spawns on the bottom floor of the asset building. And so you just take the car and crash through any of the windows and make your way on over to a place that has a lot of space in front of you. So the airport is a fantastic place to do this, where there's very wide and open areas that you can drive down at full speed, and after several hundred meters of driving at your top speed, you'll eventually end up unlocking this achievement. So this final section of the video is going to be dedicated to several achievements, such as Bull in a China Shop, I'm Famous, Catch Me If You Can, and Take the Cannoli, and the primary focus is going to be on Take the Cannoli, as it requires us to earn the Godfather criminal rating in the game, which can be seen at the start menu under the stats screen at the top of the screen. And so, there's a few ways of going about doing this. I suppose something to point out is that you can hire these bodyguards at the Vercetti estate on the bottom floor if you wanted to. They can be good meat shields, but they're pretty much useless beyond that. So it's an idea if you wanted to do something like the Vigilante mission to earn loads of cash, because that's what we need to do. We need to earn a lot of money. And so what I ended up doing was I went to the Ocean Beach area of Vice City, and there's this helipad that has the Hunter helicopter that spawns here after beating the final mission in the game and collecting all 100 hidden packages, as this thing is incredibly effective when it comes to the Vigilante side mission, and in fact it's not called the Vigilante, it's called Brown Thunder, because you're going to be shitting your pants over and over again using this thing to take down enemies. Now, functionally, the Brown Thunder side mission works pretty much the same exact way as the Vigilante side mission. It's just that now we are in this Hunter helicopter that has these machine guns that lock on to the nearest target down below, and you can also fire rockets, which don't lock on to anything, but are still super powerful and very satisfying to use. So after each level being completed, in which you have to kill X amount of criminals, you will then get a money reward, and as you advance further and further in the level path, you'll end up getting more and more money, and I think you get a noticeable amount of money once you pass level 100, and I ended up only having to do 149 levels of this before getting all the money I needed to get my Godfather status in Vice City. But that's just my experience. You might have to do more levels, you might have to do less levels to get your achievement. The last achievement that I ended up getting was Born in the 80s, in which we need to listen to all the music stations at least once. And it's very misleading in terms of what you need to do here, so what I ended up doing was just listening to each radio station for about 5 minutes, and then I changed the radio station, left my vehicle, re-entered it, listened to the radio station for 5 minutes, changed it, left my vehicle, got back in, and listen to that radio station for 5 minutes and rinse and repeat all the way through all the radio stations, and then eventually, after changing the radio station for one last time, I ended up getting this achievement. So with all that being said, I just wanted to give a giant thank you to everybody who's watched this series, liked these videos, subscribed because of them, shared them with others, all that fantastic stuff. It's very heartwarming to see those interactions happen when I upload these videos, but I want to especially thank those that are still watching up to this point. Like, that especially tingles the slacks when I'm looking at the audience retention and I see folks still watching to the very end. I mean, that right there is pretty damn cool, because I have people who I watch on YouTube where I watch them all the way through, but those folks are few and far between. So to be that type of person for someone else, where other people are watching my stuff all the way through, I mean, that is, it's a pretty cool thing. So with that being said, that wraps up this final part. Until my next video, I will see you next time.